Becca,
Jeff.
I don't know how to tell you this, but we're about to talk about a movie. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
All right, let's do it. So, welcome to the Close Knit Cinema Podcast. Becca and I are siblings who love to talk about movies, and on this show, we take turns discussing some of our favorite movies. Today, we are talking about one of Becca's favorite movies.
Yes, we are. Very excited about this one.
It's so funny. I think I have the most to say about this one of all the movies that at least have not been mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are talking about the 2009 movie 500 Days of Summer. It was directed by Mark Webb, written by, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, written by Scott Neustadter.
I have no idea.
And Michael H. Weber, I think is what his name. Starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel. Hopefully I said that right. And this is a horrible summary. I apologize. This is really bad. 500 Days of Summer is an anti-romantic comedy that chronicles the 500-day relationship between a boy and a girl, Tom and Summer in this case. And that's all I'm going to say. Wow. That's horrible summary, but
yeah, it's not a great one.
I'm so sorry.
I just thought the first summary on IMDb was pretty decent.
I was dumb and I AI'd it. I should have looked.
No.
Sorry.
We'll be unique anyway.
Anti-romantic I was watching the making of a little bit before you came, and they said it's not really an anti-romantic comedy.
I've never even
heard that concept.
Yeah.
I don't know where AI got that, but whatever. So first off, where does this fall on your list of favorites, Becca?
All right. So I was telling you before we started recording, I actually couldn't remember which one this was. I knew it was in my top 10, but I was actually surprised.
Yeah.
When I revisited my list. This is number 3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's high.
Pretty high movie.
It's high up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you think we're going to talk a lot, but let's get into it. What makes this one of your favorite movies of all time, Becca?
Man, yeah, I told you I have so much to say about this movie, so I'm going to struggle. But I love this movie so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I do know that I saw it years after it had come out. I didn't see it when it was a new release.
So years meaning are you thinking?
I think I was in college.
Okay.
When I saw this. So that would be 4-ish years at least after it came out.
Uh-oh, revealing your age.
I know, too much information.
It's fine.
But yeah, I think I remember seeing a trailer for it.
Sure.
And thinking that looks interesting, but I just never saw it. And then years later, I think I rented it. And I had heard of people seeing it and being like, "Oh, you don't want to see that."
Really?
Which is weird.
People actively telling you?
I think I only remember 2 people telling me that, but I thought, well, yeah, it looks kind of like a non-mainstream movie, and I could understand people not enjoying it.
Yeah. Would you consider? This is an indie movie, right?
Yes.
But it's an indie movie.
Yep. I would consider it one.
Yeah.
Anyway. That being said, I think that this is one of my favorite movies because I love how well it portrays falling in love.
Yeah.
And that initial infatuation and a new relationship and the pain and confusion that comes when a relationship doesn't work out the way you expect it to. And I felt like I could relate to it in that regard. I don't know if I had seen this movie prior to this event, but I had experienced a really difficult breakup, heartbreak.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched this movie a lot after that. I think I had seen it prior, like I said. But yeah, going through that difficult situation, I felt like I could relate to Tom quite a bit.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just being so hung up on a relationship where you thought for certain, like, this is going to work out. This is the one. And the pessimistic attitude towards love after experiencing a heartbreak like that. Like, I was in this very pessimistic state in my life after that happened. So it was very relatable. And I can remember, like, I like how it portrays how you latch on to memories. I don't know if I'm, like, weird for doing this, but, like, the movie talks about this, where you, like, latch on to memories in a relationship or moments in a relationship, and you kind of replay through them. And it portrays that so well, and in the sense that, like, when you're so in love, you have these pivotal moments where you, like, say, like, oh, these were, like, the best moments of the relationship.
Yeah.
And you remember them, right? But then if it doesn't work out, those same moments turn into, like, painful memories, right?
Yeah, and you might even see them in a different way.
Yeah.
Because the blinders are suddenly off.
Yes, exactly. And I've always described this movie and other movies as, I quote what I say, as a realistic story. I always say it's realistic because I like that it's not the typical fairy tale, happy ending romance, right? Like, relationships are hard and they don't always work out. And I think that this is a good representation of, that. Like, almost everyone will experience heartbreak in some way because it's not super common for, your first big love to be the one. The other big reason, I know I've already said a lot, but the other big reason I love this movie, besides being able to relate to it, is I find it very artistic in the way it's made. Yeah. It has, like, a unique style, and they put a lot of artistic elements in it that I find very fun.
Oh, yeah.
And I put that it speaks to my film student, film student. Right. Because I actually remember in one of my film classes, one of my professors showed clips of this movie after I had already seen it. So I was, like, really giddy that he was showing it.
Showing a movie I love.
Yeah, he was showing it as an example of, like, non-traditional
storytelling?
Non-traditional, like, framing.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And transitions, like scene transitions in the framing, because of all the different effects that it uses, right? It does split screen, and it's got the black and white, small, aspect ratio.
Yeah, like for a couple of moments they do this sort of old school thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's different reasons for why, but yeah.
Yeah, so just, I found that very fun. And the last piece in terms of it being related to my film classes. Yeah. There is that dream sequence at the movie theater where Tom is dreaming at the movie theater, and it's like showing all those black and white movies.
It's funny you call it a dream sequence, because I view it a little differently, but okay. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, well, it's flashing through the black and white movie scenes that he's input into them. I find it fun because like I recognize the movies that they're kind of
That
referencing.
they're paying homage to. Yeah.
Yes, paying homage to. That's the way to put it. So the funny thing is, I can't say that I honestly remember those movies, like what happens in them and what the storylines are, but just like seeing those clips is enough for me to be like, I saw that. Like I recognize
Yeah.
what they're doing.
And you have that like on like. I don't know what those movies are. I recognize that they're probably paying homage, but like
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what those movies were.
Yeah, so there's just that extra element. It's artistic, it's a callback to my film student days, and yeah, I think it's just amazingly well done.
Yeah, totally.
So, you've already said you're excited to talk about this movie as well. You have a lot to say. Do you enjoy it? Do you really like this one?
I actually genuinely like this movie a lot. This is a movie that I will choose to turn on at least once a year. Like, and it's funny because a lot of the movies I choose to watch, I watch because I assume I pick things that I think Sarah will also enjoy. Generally, I don't find I have a ton of time to just sit down and watch a movie that like really only appeals to myself, although that might get different as my boys get older. But yeah, no, I actually really do like this movie, and my recollection is that you introduced it to me. I think this what you said confirms what I thought. I'm pretty sure this is a movie that me and Sarah probably watched together for the first time. I think I was married by the time we watched this, and we may have even watched it with you for all I know. I'm not 100% sure. But it feels like a movie that me and Sarah latched onto together, which might be a spoiler for later in the pod. But anyway, you mentioned this quite a bit. The thing that stands out a lot to me is the tone of this movie. I find it to be very like I love how stylistic it is. There's a bunch of movies that do this. This isn't like unique to it, but it's got kind of that slightly over the top approach to all of it. Like even the way the characters act, a lot of the time it's slightly heightened to add to the humor, I think.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a little bit of silliness. Like Tom breaking a bunch of plates on a table in a very like almost catatonic state. Like it's a little absurd, but like it's hilarious, you know.
I forgot to mention the comedy because I love
it's
how
very
funny it is.
And it somehow a lot of the time manages to get you to laugh about these kind of semi-serious moments.
Yes.
Like, but they're funny. And it's not the type of like it's undercutting the seriousness of it. It was just never really meant to feel serious.
Yeah.
Even though it is. I think the opening scene is a good example of that. It's like, you know, something's wrong with Tom. We got to get his sister over there and check him out. And it's like, there's so much sprinkled in there. What I love about comedies like this, where you can almost call it a dramedy because it gets pretty serious quite a bit, but by virtue of having so much silliness throughout the movie, when the silliness goes away and it becomes serious, it hits harder. I call it, this is going to sound stupid, I call it like the That 70s Show effect. I love That 70s Show, the TV show.
Yes,
and
you do.
That is a goofy, really silly comedy of a show, you know, like... But when it gets serious, it hits so hard. And I think it's because of that contrast, which it's worth mentioning all the contrast that happens in this movie.
Contrast, amazing.
They do this thing where they go back and forth in time, and they have these moments that just like, I don't know if juxtaposed, I don't know.
That might be right.
It's like that moment when he walks into the elevator and he's on top of the world.
Top of the world.
And then the elevator doors open in the future and he's miserable, you know, or they show two moments that are similar, like the IKEA scenes. And, you know, it's just showing how like, you know, these relationships can just break down, and they show that through contrast. It's amazing. And then it does this thing that I think a lot of indie movies at this time were doing. Maybe they were all copying 500 Days of Summer. I don't know. But like the movie What If, Paper Towns, and Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl. And did I mention What If? or
You did.
it's kind of a
Yeah.
funny story. All of those kind of fall into this indie film where they do these things that you talk about, where they throw animation into it, and they kind of take these big leaps or just go out of their way to do these tangents and pay homage to film or music video or something. And it's like all bets are off on what you can do in the movie because it's just being fun.
Yeah.
And I love that. All those movies I listed are movies that I tend to enjoy. So this movie falls right into that category. And similar to you, I find this movie to be very relatable. Very relatable. And it sounds like from what I read, one of the writers, he wrote almost like all of it from personal experience.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
someone said it was like 75%
Yeah.
real.
like he was
Real
trying to get
story.
over an ex, like, and
Yeah.
I don't know, and I think that explains a lot about this movie. But yeah, like it makes me think of a very particular relationship I had in high school, and like there's so many things that it's like, yeah, I had a moment just like that where I was so ticked off by something that happened that just like did not meet my expectations, and I was angry. I just walked out of it and so mad. And there's so much about that. It's not exactly the same, but the movie's so relatable. I knew
Yes.
exactly how Tom felt in
Yeah.
that moment because I felt that before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do enjoy this movie quite a bit. I had no problem watching this movie
Oh,
last
good.
night.
Oh, good. Finally got one that you were
No,
okay
no,
with.
I mean, I haven't hated all of it.
I know.
So this is probably going to be the biggest talking point, I think. But what's the movie trying to say, Becca? What's your personal takeaway from this movie?
Wow. I actually am surprised you say this is going to be the biggest talking point, because
Really?
like as much as I have to say about this movie, I didn't have a whole lot to say about this particular question.
Is it just like super obvious to you, or is it just, I don't know, like I have a lot that I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah, you seem to be better at dissecting the meaning of these than I do. But like I kind of struggled, not because I think it is trying to say a lot, but like I kind of just had a hard time putting it down into words. But what I came down to was I think it's trying to teach us that love is real,
Okay.
but it doesn't always work out the way we expect it to.
Interesting.
You just have to find the right person. Like, I don't know. Like, I still am like struggling to say what I think, but it's clearly trying to say something about love and relationships. And for me, that stuck out as, sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's okay. And you will find that person eventually, and life moves on, and it's fine. And then there's also the small hint from Tom's, I don't know if you call it a speech or a rant at his job when he's so depressed.
Oh,
But-
like when he goes off on the one woman's cards.
Yeah, and he's like, we do a bad thing here, because
Oh,
he
no.
goes off on greeting cards and how people just use cards instead of telling people in person how they actually feel. So I feel like there is that message, and you
But-
can tie that into...
Don't you ever, like, I feel like it's weird that people, I know there's people who do this. It's weird to me, people who like don't write anything in a card.
Yes.
Like, people who just give you the
yes.
card and think that's enough and maybe sign it.
No, I totally agree.
Like, we grew up, like, we write notes.
Yes,
like, we write
we've got
long
like
notes.
a whole paragraph in the card.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Make it personal.
So that's true. If he was talking like, yeah, I literally just bought this card and I'm giving it to you, and it says,
This is it.
I love you. Okay. Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, silliness aside on that, like, I think there is a message in the importance of communicating how you feel, because clearly Tom and Summer were not expressing that clearly, maybe, I mean, as strongly as they could have.
Yeah, maybe.
because they were not on the same page. But
Yeah. Did you have anything else?
no.
Okay.
No. So let's hear what you had to.
I've got a good amount of bullet points here. And I'm surprised we didn't have a ton of overlap, honestly.
Okay.
So first off, like this movie, I feel has a pretty similar theme, or it has a similar vibe to me as La La Land, which is another movie we'll probably talk about in the future. But in that, like, the two main people do not end up together at the end of this movie, and the takeaway from it, and the same thing for La La Land, is like, just because a person you dated isn't the one you end up with long term, it doesn't mean that like your time together was insignificant necessarily. Because I think they sprinkle this out throughout the movie, is that like they did benefit from the relationship long term. Tom ultimately, I think, was inspired in part by Summer and her kind of nudging him into like,
To get back into architecture.
you should get back into architecture. Like, and I think some of their best moments together are when he's being passionate about that, you know? And so like she helped him grow in that way, despite all the pain that she also caused him. But additionally, he helped her grow
Yep.
because I think he helped her open herself up to love when it finally hit her.
Yeah.
And she, you know, she says like, the first thing I thought was Tom was right.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, he was right.
It's so good.
I know, right? And so, like, I think that's a big part of it. I think you hinted at this, that, like, I think it's saying that love has to go both ways. Like, love is, it's really about the two of you, and you can't really force someone
Yeah.
into it when, you know, you yourself are blinded by, you know, your own infatuation with another person, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that happens a lot. Like, it made me wonder if, like, is this the first time Tom's ever had a relationship? Like, you would think at his age, maybe not, but, like,
No.
they kind of play it off almost like it's his first time, but
No.
I don't know.
Because his friend, there is one line where his friend, when he tells his friend that he thinks he's falling in love with Summer,
Does he mention other
his
people?
friend is like, oh no, no, that wasn't the moment, sorry. But his friend does say at one point in the movie, it's so-and-so all over again.
Oh,
So
okay.
he
so
had-
he's maybe a little too easily infatuated,
Yeah.
and he just calls it love. But,
Because,
like,
yeah, that guy made it... That's at the very beginning of the movie, actually, when he's, like, catatonic breaking plates. He tells the little sister,
and so
it's
she
like
knew how to
so-and-so
respond.
again.
Got it. So it's funny because I think of a lot of it, it feels like first love
Yeah, it
experience,
does,
even
because
though
of that.
apparently it's not.
He's just so head over heels.
This is kind of a big one, and I think this gets talked a lot about on Reddit, at least in the subreddits I see. It kind of illustrates this thing where men generally are so deprived of like positive interactions with women, just generally, that the second a woman comes along and is just nice to them generally, or gives them just a compliment, or, you know, like doesn't, you know, treat them, you know, I don't know, in a bad way, like the second that happens, I think a lot of men just get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, Summer, they describe her as having, they talk about the Summer effect. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, there are so many women that you can come across. And I've seen women like this where they just have that personality where they're nice to you and everyone around them. And it makes them more attractive.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yep.
And so I think Tom falls into that trap. He just becomes infatuated with her. And the downside is she kind of goes along with it, right? Mm-hmm. Also, I think the movie makes it pretty clear that friends with benefits is just a bad idea.
Oh my god.
Just, this seems like a bad idea. Like, don't do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have. Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
like,
have thought of that one, but sure.
No, I think friends with benefits, not a good idea. Because I think that's how Summer views it, basically.
Well, initially, yeah. At the very beginning, that's like,
Yeah.
she's just like, we're going to be friends.
Let's
and then
keep
they
it
immediately
casual.
have sex. And it's like, no, that's not going to work. But
Yeah, and the only other thing I wrote is that and again, we talked about this, I think the first cut is the deepest a lot of times for people. And again, I know it's apparently not his first, but that's how I related to it. Is it's like,
yeah, me too.
I look back and it's like my first relationship. It's like, that was silly that I got so
Yeah.
upset over that. But first time really does cut the deepest.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the things that I kind of picked up on personally, and it says a lot. I think the movie says a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I agree.
how do you feel about the ending? Do you like it? I have a hard time believing you don't.
I hate it. No. No, yeah, of course I love the ending. So I really I'm going to try not to talk about it too much because, well, if I talk about it now or later, I guess it doesn't matter.
Are you talking about favorite scenes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, spoiler, I just really love that last conversation
Yeah.
that we get between Tom and Summer. I
I'm-
think that's,
I'm going to mention it now. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is so good in that scene.
yeah,
He's so good in it.
he really is. Because you can see that he still has pain there,
Yeah,
but he's trying really hard to be like,
he's like he's slightly more mature in that
Yeah.
moment, but you can see the frustration
Yeah.
in his face.
mm-hmm,
Like he's still just like slightly annoyed.
yeah. No, he does a really good job there.
I think Zoe does good in that scene too, but I think Joseph does so good in that scene.
I agree. But yeah, that scene at the end, I think is just perfect. Obviously, it's not the very end of the movie, but
Right,
I
right.
consider that part of the end of the movie. The last,
Yeah, totally.
I don't know how many minutes, but I was thinking about it. This is gonna probably sound cheesy, but I almost feel like how, I don't know if it's just in shows and stuff that they've planted this idea in your head that you want to have closure when a relationship ends. Like people hope to have closure that helps them move on. And I feel like we're shown this whole relationship, over the course of the movie.
Mhm.
We're seeing it through Tom's eyes. And so we're kind of experiencing it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's so for me, it's almost like that scene is there to give us closure. Like
Sure.
that's kind of cheesy, but like in reality, I don't know how common it is for a relationship like that to end and have this kind of conversation after the fact.
Right.
I feel like
I
I feel like the fact that it takes place is probably not common, and it was there to kind of give the audience closure.
that's interesting. Yeah. Like I can think of one particular time where I got to have like a little bit of closure with someone.
Okay.
I mean, not as significant as this, but like after the fact, talking through something that happened that sort of ended it. But like,
Yeah. But yeah, I love the conversation that they have and getting to see how they've both grown. Like you said,
Mhm.
Tom is much more mature. And I love getting to hear Summer's thoughts on love and how they've changed and how he played a big part in that.
do you think the implication there is that she would go there hoping she'd see him? Is that kind of what she was getting at? Is that she says she goes there because she loves it so much because he showed her, but it almost seemed like she was saying, I come here hoping you'll be here so I can tell you this and give you the closure.
I didn't take it that way.
No, she just likes to visit there. And
I think she just likes to visit there. I feel like that would be weird if she was going there hoping he was there, but
I mean, I could see her being excited to tell him, "Hey, you were right."
That's true.
Because she was more than happy to tell him.
that's true. Maybe she also had some regret in hurting him and wanted to, I don't know, tell him.
Maybe she realized her own immaturity a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, that scene aside, going to the rest of the ending, I do find it a bit cheeky,
Cheeky. Okay.
whatever that word means.
or like on the nose, maybe? Or
I guess it's more like cheesy. but for whatever reason, I wanted to say cheeky.
Are you talking specifically the name drop?
Yes, the name drop. And I mean, it is cheesy that
to go from summer to autumn.
Yeah, but I do like it. Meeting a girl called Autumn.
Mm-hmm. And he obviously sees that as a sign.
Yeah, exactly. But like ending on that spark of like, okay, he still has a glimmer of hope of finding love.
I think Summer helped him in that moment because that was where he was going.
Yeah.
She reinvigorated that for him.
Exactly. The only thing that I have to say about the ending that I don't care for all that much.
Okay.
Which I should have saved till later.
Oh. Well, I mean, you got to talk about what you would change right now, you know?
Yeah. No, it's not even that big. I just watching it, like almost every single time, I find the dialogue between him and the new woman a little off. Like I don't know what it is, honestly. I don't know if it's the actress. I don't know if it's just the chemistry between them that's not great. I don't know what it is, but there's something a little off there, but not enough to like ruin the ending for me. So
Sure.
What do you think of the ending?
Well, I think we're actually mostly in agreement. In fact, it's funny because one of the things that I said that I potentially would change because I don't think it works super well, I don't think that their flirting worked super well. Like his opening line is basically like, "You're my competition. I hope you don't get the job." Which I'm like, the way he said it and the way she took it don't line up. Like, I feel like if I was in her shoes, I would have been really annoyed in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, was she just really that attracted to him immediately that she was like, I'm going to take this? Like,
that's very true.
Like, so that would be the one thing.
I find that line funny, but yeah, if you think about it in like...
in that context,
like... in reality, I don't think she would have thought that was attractive.
Right. And it's like, this is a job she's going for, you know? It's like, but anyway, that was the one thing that I would say is like, I think their back and forth could have been a little bit better. I think it's in the things that they say. Like, I don't know. That's just my take. Or maybe it was the way he put it. But I was thinking about the ending because I do think the scene before that is the more important part.
Yes.
And them not ending up together, I think, is right because that's how the movie kind of sets it up, right? The whole movie would have to be different if that's not how it happened. Now, maybe what they could have changed is like she's still single, which honestly is like kind of a bummer in a lot of ways because that means she hasn't changed at all. The other option would be you go full the other direction and have them end up together again, or they make up. But that doesn't really work either. I think it's right where it needs to be.
It's just like, feels like if they ended up together, they wouldn't have grown.
Yeah.
There would have been all that growing missed.
All that to say that I think the ending is, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I agree.
Favorite and least favorite character, actor, actress performance in the movie. This favorite in particular was really hard for me.
Yeah?
I had a hard time with favorite.
I didn't have a hard time with it.
Really?
But I'm kind of surprised. I don't know why. I really like Zooey Deschanel.
Okay.
She's not my favorite, though.
Yeah.
So that's what's interesting to me, is that I like her as an actress, and like I like her in her show New Girl. Mm-hmm. Which I know a lot of people can find her super annoying in that show.
Yeah.
but I really like her as an actress, and I love her in this movie, but she's not the standout to me. So I actually went with Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's so much as I don't think it's that I like his character the most. I think it's just the acting.
Yeah.
I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt is just amazing.
I'm in 100% agreement with you.
Okay.
I ultimately landed on Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I just feel like
he does such a good job.
Yeah,
in the movie.
like it's like a perfect performance. Like the comedic notes.
Yep.
He lands so well,
Hmm.
and all of the emotions.
It's perfect.
Every scene,
You feel his frustration when he's frustrated. Like,
you feel his frustration, his heartbreak, his confusion, his like craziness over being so like in love and
yeah.
obsessed with this person. Yeah.
I did want to give. So I agree with you on that. I did want to give a shout out to his sister, though.
Yes.
His sister, she doesn't have a ton of screen time, but like she's really good as
She's
his
so
sister.
good. What?
Some
is
of
it
her subtle
Zoe?
things. I don't know what her name
Oh.
is. I should have wrote it down.
I want to say Zoe Kravitz, but I don't know if that's right. But yes, I was gonna mention her, but there was just like no room for it.
Right.
That like she has some of the funniest
Mm-hmm.
funniest lines. I love that he goes to his little sister for like
Uh-huh.
relationship advice, and they're having these
What
serious.
is she? Is she supposed to be a
conversations.
middle schooler or a high schooler? I couldn't tell. Like probably in real life a high schooler, but like
I was guessing middle school.
Right.
She looked pretty young to me, but yes,
some
she
of the
does.
best moments are with her.
She
like,
does.
I don't even remember the part. Like I didn't write it down. The part where she's describing like how someone looks, and one
Her
of the qualities
boyfriend.
is like
Jesus's abs.
Jesus's abs. I was like, oh my gosh.
She's like running off with a guy named Lars from Norway, and is that even? I don't even know if I'm getting confused with another movie now. But yeah,
It's so funny.
yeah.
Least favorite though.
It's kind of been a pattern with these movies. We're talking about our favorites, and it's sometimes really hard to even find one because I think all of the characters, even like the minor characters, do a great job in it.
Sure. Yeah.
Like all of his friends at the office, and yeah. But I did land on my least favorite character being the guy at the bar
The guy.
who
Oh.
hits on Summer.
I thought about him. I mean,
It's another one of those situations though
he's
where
doing
you,
his job.
Yes, you
He's
know,
doing it right.
You know that he's supposed to be unlikable. He's
And
supposed to
it's-
be terrible.
And it's to, fulfill the scene and get it to go where it needs to go, right?
Yeah, but man, he's really obnoxious. Like it's
Not
so
taking
hard.
no for an answer.
It's so
and-
hard to believe that someone would be like that in real life,
I
honestly.
know. Like, was he just like a little bit drunk and like just
Yeah.
doing whatever he could? Yeah.
But did
yeah.
you have a least favorite?
I kind of went into it thinking this would be my answer, and by the end of it, I was like, so I'm in a position where I also don't find anyone horrible in the movie, but if I have to pick, I would pick his friend Mackenzie. I don't know if you remember, he was also in the movie Devil, the horror movie that takes place
Yeah.
in an elevator, and he was obnoxious in that movie too.
Yeah.
He has some redeeming moments, but some of his parts I'm just like, it's a little over the top to the point where I'm like, I don't really like him as a person.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I did briefly think of him.
But he also like instigates one of my favorite moments in the movie. He's the one who basically drunkenly spills the beans about him liking her.
He likes you.
and, and it's actually a well done scene. Like, and he doesn't bother
Yeah.
me. But like, I again, kind of a relatable thing. I had a friend who did that
Oh yeah.
with one of the girls I had a crush on in high school. It was really
Oh,
embarrassing.
geez.
Yeah. So anyway, Joseph Gordon-Levitt for the win.
Yes. I haven't seen very many Joseph Gordon-Levitt movies, but I would be shocked if this wasn't in one of his like top performances.
Oh yeah, I think this is one of his all timers. Like for sure.
Yeah.
He'll be remembered for Third Rock from the Sun,
Yes.
Inception, and this movie for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like those are the ones that I think of for him.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be really hard. What's your favorite scene? Or what are some of your favorite scenes?
I
It's
know.
turned into that.
Oh my gosh. And that's why I already kind of spoiled it, because I think I did decide that last conversation at the park is my favorite scene.
Yeah, and I put that down as one of my favorites as well.
Okay. Because, again, like, it's just perfect. It's such an amazing scene. Such an amazing conversation. But because we've already talked about that a lot. The other, I really tried to rein myself in here, so I only have one other because if I have to pick a favorite, these are the two, that one that we already mentioned and this one, the two that come to mind. I also love, and I feel a little weird about this one because I don't know if it's technically considered a scene,
Okay.
but I love the montage at the end where Tom is reflecting on the relationship again, and it's going back.
And everything's slightly tinted a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
I'm honestly just a sucker for montages, and this movie has a lot of them.
It does. It does.
But like really though, like I'm so simple in what I enjoy because you put beautiful, just cut together images and music, and
Yep.
I'm just like, yes.
Turn down all the other volume, no talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like his sister leading into that montage saying, you know,
Think about it again.
I really think you should look back at it again, is a great line. And then it cues that Simon and Garfunkel music, right?
Oh, yeah, because they're talking about The Graduate and how that whole movie is like him misinterpreting all of it. And
Yeah, but that song playing over it, where he's seeing these things again with a new lens and realizing, oh yeah, like it wasn't the perfect thing that I thought it was. That reflection, and it's just, I don't know, it just hits me so well. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
it just kind of hit me. This might be an example of potentially, I think they refer to it as the unreliable narrator or storyteller trope, where I think the movie might be leading us to believe that some of the things that we see are a little bit exaggerated on his part. I don't know if that's 100% true, but like it just occurred to me, like the way that they shoot that and show those scenes, it makes you wonder if there were other moments that we were shown from his perspective that he romanticized a little more.
Yeah.
It's like, was the scene in IKEA as cute and romantic in
Right.
reality as he thought it was?
Yeah,
I
I don't know.
It's an interesting thought. I like to think that it was, but
Yeah, because it's so freaking cute.
it is. It's adorable.
But that is an interesting point though. And I'd have to watch it again, like under a microscope, but I honestly want to say that flashback, I think it's like a combination of revisiting scenes that we've seen, right?
Yeah, it is.
But like going further with that though, I think it's a combination of revisiting them in a different light on some of the scenes.
Yeah.
And I think some of the other ones are exactly the same.
Yeah, that's true.
I think. Like, I think it shows...
Like them laughing in bed, and there's a couple of things like that.
Them at the record store, where she, like, kind of gives him a little smile.
But then she's like, you can tell she's...
Well, yeah, but, like, I think my point with that one, I think that the original showing of that was one of his happy memories. He shows her
Right.
the Ringo Starr
Right.
album, and she does that little smile. But that's at the beginning of the movie,
And
and
you don't see the rest of how it plays
and it
out.
seems like, oh yeah, that is a happy moment. And it shows the exact same smile at the end. I know it shows more. But
But I think that's kind of hit pretty hard, is like this idea where he tells them, and just like that, it happened, right? He's acting like it came out of nowhere.
yeah.
But I think over the course of the movie, you're realizing it didn't really come out of nowhere, because there's the
Yeah,
whole scene
it
where she's
shows.
crying in the movie theater
Yeah.
because she's having like an existential crisis and
Yeah.
realizing she's in a bad place. And, you
Yeah.
know, and again, she gives him a little bit of the side eye of like not that interested in laughing at this moment. You know, she just gave him the bare minimum. But anyway.
Right. But yeah, that's my favorite if I don't count the last scene. What
Cool.
about you?
So I'll just briefly mention a few. Like I mentioned the summer effect scene at the very beginning. I find it hilarious, all the little things that they're like, that ice cream shop had massive profits while she was working there.
Yes.
And
That
there was that
record
one
album.
song, that one album like hit the charts unexpectedly because she quoted it in her yearbook. You know, there's just like all these things they're describing like how she has this impact because of who she is. You know, there's all the head turns
The
on the
double
bus.
takes.
Yeah, the double takes. Like I really enjoy that scene. It's a great way to set that up and explain who she is, and you buy it because Zooey Deschanel. Like I love that she's not the traditionally. How do you? Is that mean to say? She's not like traditionally beautiful in my mind, but she's so dang cute.
Yeah.
You know, like
no, I agree.
like she's not Scarlett Johansson.
She's not.
Right?
Yeah, she wouldn't be like a supermodel or anything, but she's very cute.
She's got that kind
attractive in that way.
What's the term? She's like girl across the street vibe.
Yeah.
And super friendly, and she's perfect in that.
Yep.
I already mentioned that I love the moment when his friend kind of spills it to her that he likes her, and Tom is just like super embarrassed, and like I've had like I think we all worry about that, someone spilling it like and hinting at things like that, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. What if they're just completely put off by that?
Yeah.
And then it becomes like this dream come true moment where her reaction to that is like she's like super into the idea.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
tell she's just like intrigued,
Yeah.
or maybe intrigue's wrong. She thinks it's cute at the very least.
Yes.
So that moment's really good.
Yes.
I love that. The IKEA scene's hilarious. The part with the
Chinese
the
family
Chinese-
in the
I
bathroom.
don't know how to tell you. Yeah. And then Tom's King of the World scene is really good, where it just turns into a full-on like almost musical moment, and it's very over the top with everybody.
Oh yes.
You know, people shaking his hand.
Yeah.
And
Han Solo,
in the window. 'Cause
Yeah.
he feels so on top of it, and all of that is great. I love that. And again, that's the movie. Like it can go anywhere because they can. The penis yelling scene.
Oh my gosh.
I remember playing games like that in school.
Really?
Like in the middle of class,
Oh,
which is not
God.
good. I wasn't very good at it because I was too embarrassed, but there were people who like they would try, you know.
Oh man.
And then but I will say I think my favorite scene, and this might surprise you a little bit, because I think it's just really well done, and it speaks to me because I think me and a lot of other men, we do this where we build up like expectations of how an evening is going to go, and it doesn't pan out the way you expect.
I thought you would bring this one up.
I think this is my favorite scene. The expectations versus reality scene is so well done.
Yes.
And it's incredible that they're able to put those two things on the screen at the same time, and it doesn't feel like you miss anything.
Yeah.
It's like, even though you can really only focus on one at a time, it's like they know how to kind of point you towards the one that matters more in the moment, but you can still glance back and see it. It's perfect.
I was thinking that watching it this time. I was like, how is this working? How am I like able to watch both of these?
It's like they give the one that's less important just kind of breathing room where it's like not a ton is happening. So you can shift. And then they contrast really well, where it's like they have the same shot, Tom standing by himself in one, them together in the other, but it's the same shot with the same background. Really well done. And then him storming out just frustrated,
And that
and
beautiful
like, and I
Regina
just-
Spektor song.
yeah, like and that's yes.
Yeah.
Part of why the reason I'm guessing Sarah loves this movie. But anyway, so yeah, that's my pick, is the expectations versus reality scene.
Okay, that's a good one.
What would you say is the most awkward part of this movie? Awkward scene, awkward moment, whatever.
I had a hard time with this one because my brain automatically wants to go to like the penis in the park
Oh, really?
commenting, but I do find it funny at the same time.
It's so fun. I don't find it awkward at all. I find it hilarious.
I do find it funny. I found it slightly awkward, so I mention it.
I mean,
And then there's
to me, it's only awkward in the sense that, like, if you were watching it and there were children present, it might be a little awkward. But
Just-
I don't think with like adults it's awkward at all.
Just like in the movie when they're doing that, and he's like, "There's children nearby," and she's like, "No, there's not." And then,
They use that children's
Yes.
soundbite that's like very generic in his and other movies.
yeah, no, there's not. And then you hear the kids laughing right after that.
He's so self-conscious.
Oh, it's so good. No, so I mean, I just mentioned that not as the final answer. I also was gonna put a note saying the Puma jokes are slightly uncomfortable. I don't like that much, but also not terrible.
Wait, which one? I
The jokes about the Puma,
oh,
her
okay.
her boyfriend, and
I actually wrote that one down. I think
Oh, okay.
that's actually my winner.
okay.
I think that's just like, okay, that was unnecessary to
Yes,
show that
I
guy's
just-
bulge.
Yeah, yeah. If
like,
there's
holy
anything
cow.
that I would take out of the movie, it's like I don't want to see that, and they like zoom in on it too.
I was watching the making of it and they showed the behind the scenes moment of them taking that picture of that guy.
Oh
and
my gosh.
I felt weird because I was like, I have questions.
Gosh.
I have questions about the setup for that scene.
Yeah.
I shouldn't think about it.
So I guess we both thought of that one. Okay. Well, I'm glad that
So,
I wasn't the only one.
So that is my answer, but I wanted to bring one thing up because I went back and forth on this. I almost did this as my answer, but I had to think about it. The whole entire sequence of them at the bar, the slightly drunk guy hitting on her, Tom punching him, and then her getting super upset with him, right? And then ultimately leads to them making up, right? To me, that's the hardest scene to watch in the movie because, and so I almost put it down as like, it's such an awkward, but it's not awkward. It's just,
It's uncomfortable.
it's uncomfortable because it's so real, but also I think it's the moment where you could easily start to hate Summer as a character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tom wasn't in the right either. Like I think he was pretty immature in that moment. But like the part in particular that really hit me, that I was just like, oh, that's rough. Like it gives you almost a bad taste in your mouth, is when she tries to make up with him and he says, I just need a little consistency and I need to know that you're not going to wake up one morning and feel differently. And then her response to that, I don't agree with. I think it's not true. She says
Nobody can.
nobody can. It's not just that she can't give him that. Nobody can. And I don't agree with that.
Interesting.
I think, yeah, maybe she can't, but I think maybe I'm romantic in that way. I think there are people that can give you that, you know?
Yeah.
I think there are times when your relationship can be that way. So that part is just really hard to watch, but I think it doesn't qualify as awkward. I think it's just it's the most serious part of the movie in my mind, frankly.
Yeah.
Because it's not stylized. There's nothing stylistic about it. It's just very naturalistic and real.
That's interesting because I've always actually liked that comment. It's like kind of eye-opening, I guess, though, to have you explain it that way because
You do you agree with her in that moment, or like that nobody can give you that?
I think I'm like you where it's like, well, clearly if you're in a serious relationship and you're committed to someone, of course, like you're going to be consistent.
Right.
But like I always have viewed that as kind of like how do you put this? Maybe it was more in my immaturity. I was almost like, oh, that's kind of a wise thing to say because in reality, like if you really like think about it that way,
Yeah.
like what she's saying is, well, yeah, people can change their mind at any point in time.
So is it more of a like?
But like love obviously goes deeper than that. You're not gonna be like, I've been married for X number of years, and then you wake up one day and you're like, I don't like this person. It's gonna be this gradual thing. But
Sure.
if you want to simplify it down to that, I think it has some truth.
Yeah, I mean, It's like it's easy for me to say, you know, I'm yeah, I'm 13 years into a marriage, feeling pretty good about it, you know, like
Right.
I don't see it changing.
No, I mean, I
But
don't feel
like,
that way either.
but you know, there's people who claim that that's going to happen, and it doesn't. They do wake up in one morning and they say, "I don't want this anymore," and divorces happen, you know, or
Yeah.
relationships end. So it's like maybe in her mind, it's like nobody can promise that and really know. But I still don't know that I agree with it. I don't think I
Yeah.
agree with it.
I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting to hear us both getting that different, having it hit us differently.
Well, shout out to the Puma.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, but I had one more.
Oh, you have another one.
It wasn't. This was actually the one I decided on. The Puma was just like a footnote. Like, yeah,
Oh.
I clearly don't like that. But because I was struggling to think of one, I decided, and this is going to be so silly, because I talked about the ending and how there was only one little thing that I didn't like about it, and it was that the dialogue at the end seemed slightly off between
Yeah.
him and the new girl. So for awkward moment in the movie, I personally just hate, like, every single time I watch it.
Oh,
Hate's strong. Hate's strong. Sorry. I'm like apologizing to the microphone.
the microphone is the people we're talking to, basically.
It hits me so unnaturally when he walks away to go interview and then steps back
Oh,
and she's
interesting.
like, "You again." Oh my gosh. That line. It's just, I don't know why. I just really, really don't like it. It just feels so unnatural. I just,
Like not enough time passed for her to give that type of a
yeah,
response.
for her to be like surprised that he came back.
It's like she heard him stop in the hallway right there. Like
And
she knows
even-
he's right around the corner.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. It's just like, I don't think anyone would have that response. It's just weird. So
Yeah.
I said that
Okay.
was
Okay.
because it bothers me that much every time.
All right. What's the biggest pitfall of this movie if you haven't said it already?
That's stupid. I just get that stupid line. No, I honestly, I struggled to think of a pitfall, but I think the most on the nose one that came to my mind is that I think it's really easy to dislike the two main characters of this movie.
I mean, my first bullet point was Summer might be too easy to hate.
Yep. I don't like saying that because I personally don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I don't find myself watching this movie like ever where I'm just like,
So annoyed with the characters.
yeah, where I'm like, these people are idiots. I don't like how they're behaving. It's ridiculous. I don't think about it that way.
But you know people who do.
Yes, I do. I know people who do, and I understand it because, yes, if you really want to think about it that way,
They are pretty
these people
immature.
are immature and they're making mistakes and doing stupid stuff. Yes.
Yep.
But I just don't think about it that way when I'm watching it. I'm more like, you're seeing it from Tom's perspective. You know, you're feeling like his love story and the cuteness of it and the tragedy of it. And, oh, like Summer kind of leading him on in the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's like the overall feeling I get from it. I'm not looking at it deeper than that, where it's like, oh, well, he's an idiot because he knew she didn't want it. And
The movie goes like pretty hard on being like, you know what? Our two main characters are pretty flawed people.
yeah,
Like that's just how the movie is. And I think that's a type of realism that they wanted, you know,
Yeah.
and they achieved that, I think. And
Yeah.
for some people it was too much.
yeah. That's why I said I think that is the pitfall, but it's hard for me to say it's a pitfall because, as you just said, that's what
The movie is.
it is. And
I think
yeah.
that some people, it might even, again, I think the movie is so relatable to some people that it's like it might even be triggering to some people.
Yeah.
It's like, this reminds me a little too much of an ex that I
Yeah.
had.
Yeah, it's so realistic and relatable and covering uncomfortable, painful subjects that it's probably just uncomfortable for people to watch.
Yeah.
They're just, yeah.
So I wrote down pretty much the same thing. I said specifically summer because I'm a misogynist, apparently. No, Tom is definitely flawed, but it's easier to hate
Well,
on summer for
it's
some reason.
easier because it's from Tom's perspective.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're definitely trying to paint him. He's painting himself in a
Yes.
slightly better light, obviously. I had 2 bullet points. I think they kind of go together, so I'll try to combine them. But I think the thing that's really hard for this is kind of a different take altogether, but like the movie intentionally, it teases you with the idea that they might actually work out, that things might go, like they literally start the movie showing that shot of them sitting on the bench, her hand on
Yep.
his with a wedding ring on her
Yep.
finger. They do that on purpose to tease you and make you
Yep.
think, oh, it's going to work out.
And then you're like, well, why did they tell me it's
So-
not going to work
So
out?
there's that, but then on top of it, and I think I'll be surprised if you don't agree with this. The chemistry between Zooey Deschanel and Joseph Gordon-Levitt is so good
Yep.
that it makes it hard not to be disappointed that they don't end up together.
Yeah.
So it's like those two things that they're teasing it, and they're genuinely good together. Like they look
Yeah.
good together, they act good together. It's just
Yeah, and that kind of leads into what I said with like that hint of flirting with the new girl at the end doesn't seem to work. I think part of that is because
there's
him
not as much
and
chemistry.
Zoe
Yeah,
worked
It-
so well.
it feels like a step down.
Yeah.
Feels like a huge step down.
I mean, it's like a 2-minute thing to be fair,
Right.
but I do think there's something there.
So I feel like it's weird because in my brain, like I think of them as like one of the cutest couples in movies. Mm-hmm. But they don't end up together.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like,
Yeah,
it's a
because
confusing thing.
those cutesy moments
are so cute.
that they show of the good times of the relationship are so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just,
And
they,
so it's just so heartbreaking.
they look
that
like they were made together.
Yeah.
You know?
they were
the-
meant to be. And
Did
they
I say
show
made
it.
together?
they were made together.
Made to be together.
They were made as one and they. Oh my
I almost said, yeah, they look like related. They look like brother and sister. Weird.
Oh,
Anyway,
gosh.
yeah, that was my take though. It's like weird thing to have ruin a movie, but it's like imagine what the movie would be like though if they had a little less chemistry. Would it even work? Or would you just hate it even more?
Yeah, they have to have that chemistry. I
Otherwise
think.
you just you up front you're like, "Oh wow, this is horrible."
Yeah, you'd be like, this has to end. Like, clearly, this isn't good.
like if you didn't kind of hope, like have some hope that they would end up together, I just don't think it would work. It would just be like tragic.
Yeah,
I don't know. The whole movie, you'd be like, I kind of want this to be.
exactly.
I want it to be over because they
Yeah.
suck together.
Yeah.
Favorite musical element?
Oh boy.
I actually didn't write down as much as I thought I would, but I'm
Okay.
curious.
I mean, I didn't write down a lot, but I love all of the music in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, this might be one movie, like, of very few that I like the score and, like, all of the additional songs.
So, question. Maybe you know this. The whistle motif. Is that like just Is that just from the movie? Like, was that written for the movie, or is that like? Is that supposed to sound like another song, or?
I don't know if it's supposed to sound like another song, but it is in the from the original score.
Because it's funny because when I hear that tune, I think of another song. The lyrics I think are like Moon River, which I think that's a real song. I might be
Maybe.
imagining that.
I mean, they do pay tribute to a lot of things, a lot of other art in this movie. So maybe
another trope of a lot of indie movies in the
Yeah.
2000s was they talk a lot about older movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, so Michael Dana and Rob Simonson did the score,
Okay.
and I really love that score. I bought it on iTunes back in the day.
In my
And-
head, I just like immediately started humming the Regina Spektor song at the beginning. Like, oh yeah, they no, that's just Regina Spektor.
That's
Never
just
mind.
Regina Spektor. Yeah. But fun fact I put in my notes, my alarm to wake me up in the morning is a song from the score
You're,
in this movie.
you're gonna laugh. I have a similar thing.
Oh, funny. Yeah. So it's just like the music that plays when they're at the art gallery, and it's the piece of music is called the art gallery.
Oh, I can't
That
remember.
has been my alarm for years.
I can't remember what that one sounds like, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fine. But like
But it's part of the score though.
it is part of the score, and it's just so funny because I wake up to that almost every morning, and if I ever happen to listen to the score
Mm-hmm.
and that one comes on, it's like super like disorienting now because it's like, am I dreaming? Like, am I waking up right now?
Like when it comes on when you're driving
Yeah,
around.
when I'm driving or something, it's like totally ruined that song, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I've learned. Is any song that you start using it as an alarm, like you're gonna ruin that song a little bit.
Yeah. That being said, I wanted to point out I do have a favorite piece from the score, arm drawing, when he's drawing on her arm at the park.
Yeah.
That piece of music is beautiful. I love it. Just like this wispy, dreamy,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really interesting because the score is pretty minimal. I feel like
It
it's
is.
It's not like present a lot.
Yeah.
Because they rely on just the soundtrack a lot.
Yes, they
too.
do. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if most people don't really notice the music in this movie, but I find it really beautiful.
Yeah.
That being said, score out of the way. I love all the songs that they put in this movie too. You've mentioned Regina Spektor. I think this movie introduced me to Regina Spektor.
Yeah, and again, like Sarah loves Regina Spektor too. Like
Yeah.
she's seen her live,
Yeah.
and
I went with her.
oh, you
once.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that was fun.
It was very fun. She has an incredible voice.
And was it just her on the piano? Like,
Yeah.
and that was basically it.
Yeah. I was like honestly shocked at how talented someone could be just belting these songs and playing the piano.
Isn't it I don't think of her as being like one of the big artists that people will ever bring up.
No.
Am I wrong? Like it's almost like she's more indie and just
Yeah.
not
That's
of
how
people-
I've always viewed her.
I mean, obviously people like her and know her, but like isn't it weird how like someone like that so talented but, you know,
They're not huge.
they're not huge. They're not Taylor Swift.
They're not
And
Taylor in the limelight. Yeah.
Taylor Swift's kind of talented in a very different way,
Yeah.
you know, but like as a musician and a singer, she seems like she's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually I remember I burnt a CD where I compiled all of the songs from this movie that I like Mushaboom and
Is that the name of the song?
there's a song Mushaboom.
What? I don't remember what part that is.
I'm actually trying to remember myself when that song is playing. And I can't think in the moment, but all these random songs. There's that one, and there's like a French song that they're listening to in the car. I put that on my CD,
Wow.
and There Goes the Fear. Like, there's just so many good songs in this movie.
Yeah.
All that being said, I've already talked about it too much. If I had to pick a favorite song, Bookends. The one that plays over that montage that I said I love so much.
Oh, okay.
Bookends by Simon and Garfunkel. I don't know why. I think it's just beautiful and thought-provoking.
And I actually don't know for sure. Is that in The Graduate? Because they did the whole entire soundtrack for The Graduate, but I don't remember if that song is in it or not. It might be.
Don't remember, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, like, because Sound of Silence for sure is.
Yeah.
I think, do they play that one in this movie just very briefly? I can't remember.
No. I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
That is a really good song, though.
Man,
like, I do
it's
like
just
that
so...
one.
I don't know how to describe that song. I don't know why I like it so much.
It's got kind of a haunting... It's very melancholy, sad.
Yes.
It's got a slight sad tone.
It's a sad, reflective, which is perfect for that.
I need to go listen to it because it occurred to me like watching it, I was like, wow, that's a really, like, I'm surprised I don't listen to that song more. Frankly,
surprised you don't play it on the guitar.
Is that a challenge?
Maybe it's a request.
I mean, gosh, I know their music is surprisingly hard to play, at least for me.
That is a really simple...
Yeah.
And that's like, I'm a sucker for... I know a lot of people hate repetitive music, but I actually like it a lot. And so it's literally just that simple guitar melody that just keeps looping, and they loop it extra in the movie. But so what about you? What are your thoughts on the music?
So the first thing that comes to mind, I think this movie got me to listen to the Smiths.
Yeah.
I had never really thought to listen to them. In fact, I don't think I knew any Smiths song. At least I didn't think I did. I did find out through this movie that one of my favorite songs from Ferris Bueller is actually a remake, a cover of the Smiths song, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want.
Yep, I've got that one.
Which, funny enough, that version too, not the Ferris Bueller one, that version, the Smiths, that was my alarm clock for a long time.
Oh.
I woke up to that quite a bit.
Interesting.
I'm not currently waking up to it, but I woke up to Please, Please Let Me Get What You Want. That's probably the Smiths' best song that I actually don't think I love the Smiths, frankly, but
I was going to say, admittedly, I don't think I listened to any other Smiths music.
I went on a Smiths dive and found that I actually don't like their music that much. Personally. There are some memorable songs they've done, and I have a weird take on that. We won't get into it. But and then they played the Hall & Oates song, You Make My Dreams Come True, which is, I mean, it's such
dance sequence.
Such a silly song, and it's been used in that capacity a lot, I feel like. But that's a good one. I'm having a hard time picking between these two because I love them both so much. I'll start with this one. The Regina Spektor song that plays during my favorite scene, Hero.
Yep.
Why does that fit so perfectly? Like
it has that same...
It feels like what you're seeing, you know? And I don't know if that's like the song is making you feel that more than the scene actually would have.
I'm sure.
Because the visuals are great. Like, they go so well together.
They use that song so well.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, I think I have this thought every time I watch that scene. But again, watching it this time, just the cutting of, like, how they align the song when he sees the engagement ring on her finger.
The song intensifies just right. Or like it changes, it shifts the tempo or something.
What they do with the music there is just spot on perfect.
And I'd imagine the director, coming from making music videos before this, I'd imagine he had a really good eye for that sort of thing.
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I think this was his first movie after doing just music videos.
Yeah, I learned that just... from this as well.
Yeah. So, like, that shows, I think, in the movie. It adds to a lot of the stylistic choices that are made, I think.
That explains so much.
Right?
That explains so much. I mean, I read that before we recorded as well.
But now you're thinking about it.
But now that
it's
I'm
like,
thinking about it, it's like, hello, I said I'm the sucker who just likes pretty shots put together with music, and he's got a music video
Yep.
director.
That's his thing.
Oh my gosh.
But my actual favorite, I'm pretty sure, because I have listened to this song many times, and I'm pretty sure it came from this movie. I really, really like Sweet Disposition.
Yes.
And-
I should have mentioned that.
And specifically, it's funny, I didn't realize this. It's used 2 times in the movie.
Yes. I realized that this time too.
So that song used twice, which is a little bit weird, frankly, like to
Yeah.
have it used twice. I don't know. It's not that weird, but like specifically, I like how it's used for when they kind of, they kind of come back together a little bit.
That beautiful train
Yeah.
sequence.
Very beautifully shot with the
Mhm.
sunset in the background and them on the train.
Yeah.
And then them showing up at the wedding, and she's wearing her gown and he's got his, suit on or whatever. And it's just like, again, it's a little bit weird because it's like they're teasing you again, like, oh, it's
Right.
happening. They're coming back together. And that song, it's giving you a little bit of hope, but there's just a sense of like, maybe not. I don't know. Like the song's really good for that moment, and I really enjoy that song. It's got that nice repetitive guitar
Yep.
lick at the beginning, and
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I love that one too.
that song falls into a category of songs where every once in a while I'll hear a song one time, and I only have to hear it once, and I know that I really like it. That doesn't happen a lot for me personally, but I can think of a couple of songs, and they all have a similar vibe.
Was the one I introduced
Yeah,
you to
yeah.
from that other movie.
What's that band called? It's
The Marionettes.
the Mary One Nets or something weird. Like it has a one in
maybe. Yeah, I've never really
there.
looked at it closely.
I can
guess.
never remember the name of the song though. No, it's not Generation. It's we don't
Century.
Century. My gosh, I can never remember the name of that song. I
I told
that
you. I was
song.
like, I think you'll like this, and you immediately.
I was like, this is great. And then
Yeah.
there was a song by the oh my gosh, now I can't remember that song. The Cool Kids song. First time I heard that, I was instantly like, oh, I love the sound of this song. And they all feel like similar types of music. They have kind of a ethereal, I don't know, I can't explain it. They all have a similar vibe in my mind. But anyway,
No, that is
Echo Smith, that's the name of the band. But that's my pick, Sweet
Sweet
Disposition.
Disposition.
I really like that song, and I feel bad because I don't remember the name of the band.
Yeah, that is sad. I don't either.
Did you have anything for unexpected crew or cast member?
I did put one, but there really wasn't much to put.
Nothing that like kind of surprised you?
Yeah, it didn't really surprise me, but it's more of like, now that I say it didn't surprise me, I'm always a little surprised every time I watch it and this guy pops on screen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, it's not. What am I trying to say? It's just kind of like, oh, everyone in this is kind of unknown, not high profile actors.
Nobody is super big in this movie.
Except for the main two are like the most high profile,
Even
and they're not
them at the time. I mean,
yeah, so it's like they're not even, but then you think of all the like other characters in the movie, nobody, you wouldn't know who they are, right? And so it always is a little surprising when his boss shows up on screen and you're like, "Oh, it's that guy."
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers.
Phil Coulson from the Avengers movie.
I almost put him down as my least favorite, actually.
Really?
So let me tell you why, though. The reason is because I think it's like a bit for the movie. I think they're doing it on purpose. It's an intentional choice, which is why I didn't do it. But like, he's literally like meant to be the most bland person ever.
Yeah.
Didn't you get that vibe? He's just slightly optimistic all the time, and that's his whole thing.
Yeah.
He never
there's nothing really to his character.
Even when he reads his horrible greeting card where he's trying to explain to him that there's a problem with his performance, like even in that moment, he doesn't really even break out of his slightly happy, optimistic.
No, I don't know.
Again, I didn't put him down,
yeah.
but I thought about it because he's just so one note the entire movie.
Okay.
But I think
But
that's
yeah.
the point.
I like him in there. He is a very like bland character in it, but for some reason I'm still like he puts a smile on my face just seeing him there. Like he's got some funny moments. They're not super funny, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you immediately see him and you recognize him from Avengers, and so it's like
Hmm.
a little bit of a surprise just because everyone else is unrecognizable and
Yeah.
you do recognize him.
Isn't
Clark Gregg,
his long Clark Gregg? Who's
that's his name.
Oh, that's his
I had
name.
to give a shout
I didn't look up his name. I feel
as we're
bad.
just talking about him as the Avenger guy.
I feel like I recognize the long-haired friend that like has crutches, which apparently was from a real injury that
Crutches.
he had. The one who talks about his wife.
No, I know who you're talking about, but I don't remember crutches.
At one point, I swear he has like a cast or something.
Oh, interesting.
But I think I read that was like a real injury that happened, and they had to, because he's in the show Criminal Minds.
yeah,
which
I was
feel
gonna
like
say I do recognize him.
I recognize him from something else. I feel like, but because I never really watched Criminal Minds, I knew of it. But
I know I saw a few, and that's enough for me to recognize him.
But the two that I wrote down are kind of interesting. One of the writers, and I feel bad, I think it was the main one, Mike Weber. He helped adapt the screenplay for The Fault in Our Stars.
Ooh,
Thought you might appreciate that one.
yeah, that's a fun one.
And this surprised me. I went into this, I swear I remember looking this up. The director, I thought didn't really do anything else outside of this movie. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't do a ton outside of this, but
Yep, I wrote this down as well.
he did the two Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Which the best part of those movies was the chemistry between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone.
Yeah.
So
I like those movies.
yeah, the second
They're, like,
second one's a bit rough. I like it's not
Yes.
my favorite, but the first one's pretty good.
But that's still very impressive in my book.
to go
that
from this to that,
he went from music videos to 500 Days of Summer
To
to directing
Spider-Man.
2 Spider-Man movies.
and then he went downhill with Snow White.
Hey, before Snow White,
Wait, what was before Snow White?
he made that movie Gifted.
Oh, that's right. That one was pretty good.
That's
With-
actually
with
really
Chris
good.
Evans and
Chris
the little
Evans
girl.
and that little girl that I think is in a very popular rom-com right now.
She's not the girl from Logan Lucky, is she?
No,
That's a different girl.
No.
I'm getting confused.
I feel bad I don't know her name, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive that she's the
Think we-
teenager
didn't
in
we see that one
Regretting
together?
You.
We saw Gifted together, didn't we? The Chris Evans movie.
Yeah, not at a theater, but yeah, we watched that together.
Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, those were the two things: is Mark Webb, and then I think Michael Weber worked on the screenplay for The Fault in Our Stars, and a couple of other movies that I don't dislike. But anyway,
That's interesting. And it makes sense probably because
so not the original writer of The Fault in Our Stars,
right,
But,
but worked on it.
yeah.
When I was looking on IMDb for the millionth time preparing for this, I noticed that it like gives suggestions on other movies that you would like
Yeah.
based on you looking at this movie.
And was The Fault in Our Stars in there?
The Fault in
and-
Our Stars was in there, and like Perks of Being a Wallflower, and all these movies that I'm like, I like all these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Eternal Sunshine. So I'm like, wow, I guess I'm
Becca, you-
pinpointed
you-
pretty easily.
You have a type.
I do have a type of movie.
You definitely have a type.
There's like a production company that makes a lot of the
Is it
indie
Focus?
movies. Focus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
On that note, though, like, what was your favorite piece of trivia on IMDb?
so I was gonna bring up Mark Webb, his directorial history.
Debut, or-
yeah, that
yeah.
this was his first movie. That's pretty cool. Sadly directed Snow White.
I tried to watch it and I couldn't do it.
We tried to as well, and I couldn't.
It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mark.
I know some people who actually liked it, and and that's fine, but we couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really have, like, I didn't know specifically what I wanted to pick for trivia, and I think I selfishly just wanted to do another plug on that black and white theater sequence. Because after so little backstory, I've always recognized, right? I've always seen the clips that they use and been like, oh, that I know that's from an old classic movie that I watched in film school.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually like know what they all were. And so I found it interesting looking at the trivia that they noted that they actually did like
Base it off of a couple of...
yeah, and what I didn't know is that apparently they're all based off of movies from the same director.
Oh, yeah. I do remember seeing this. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, it's Ingmar Bergman.
Oh, okay.
So he's a famous Swedish director.
Got it.
And so I've only ever known the first one that they show because it's probably the most recognizable.
Is it the one where it's like close-ups of both their faces, or...
No, so that's from a movie called Persona.
What's the word that they say?
Remember. Suffering.
That's right. Suffering.
So much suffering.
So much
and the
suffering.
subtitle.
Yeah, the subtitles are really good.
Crap load of suffering.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. But no, the one that I found amusing is him playing chess
With the little kid.
with the Cupid. I think that's clever because the most iconic Ingmar Bergman film that I know of is The Seventh Seal, where a knight is playing chess on that exact same beach, right? They like copied it exactly.
Sure.
But he's playing chess with death.
Oh.
And so in this movie, he's playing chess with Cupid.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So I yeah. But as I said, it was fun revisiting the trivia because I didn't know the other movies and I didn't know they were all Ingmar Bergman movies.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think you probably knew this one, and it's not as interesting as yours. I found it interesting to hear that originally in the script, Summer was meant to have blonde hair.
I saw that.
And it was supposed to be that it gave off a more summer-like persona, is what they said. I found that interesting because it's hard to imagine anybody other than Zoe doing it. And
yeah.
I don't know that... Has she ever gone blonde? I don't know if she's ever gone blonde. Maybe she did.
You might argue that she's blonde in Elf.
Oh, yeah, she is blonde in Elf.
And it's so weird because, like,
Yeah,
I almost don't view her as the same person
it's
in
not
that
her
movie.
in that movie. Like, it is, but...
Okay. Sorry, while Zoe is on subject, I've always wanted to express this. Am I the only one?
Uh-oh.
Hey, I said I like Zoe Deschanel. I've already said that. But am I the only person that finds it slightly annoying or odd, maybe a little annoying, that
Where's this
Zoe Deschanel, it appears that she has to sing in every single movie that she's ever in. I've obviously haven't seen every movie she's made, but all the movies I have seen her in, she has a musical number.
I wonder if there was...
And I know that she is a musician.
She can sing fairly well.
Yes, she can. So it's not that like, oh, she has a terrible voice. Why does she insist on singing? It's just that like little bit of like, does she require that they let her sing because she wants to?
It's almost like her agent is trying to push her into both of those worlds, maybe. Like, we want you to be not only an indie actress, but also an indie music artist.
I just find it so interesting. Because, again, I love her. I think she has a great voice.
She has that singing in the shower in Elf. And singing at the end with all the crowd. She's a straight up singer in Yes Man with Jim Carrey. And then... this movie, she sings
karaoke, which apparently she picked her own song.
I actually think at one point before Bridge to Terabithia, she's
a music teacher.
At one point, I think I thought it was her singing the Regina Spektor songs. It's not her, obviously, but like at one point, I thought it might be.
Yeah.
Because again, I think I see what you're saying. Like, there's kind of that.
It's just I wonder if there's something to that. If she like has a contract where it's like,
Have
if
you
you
ever-
want me in your movie, I have to sing.
Have you ever looked? Does she have like an
Or if
album?
people seek her out because they know she can do that.
Did you ever look up and see if she had an album? Maybe she has an album.
No, she does.
She has albums.
She has a group, like if you call it a group, and I can't remember what it's called now. I have one of her songs in my collection on Spotify. She's in like a guy and girl duo that's called like Her and Him or something. But
And I just remembered there was a thing where her and Joseph Gordon-Levitt sang, and it went on YouTube or something like that.
oh
Like,
really?
With I think it was with a ukulele, but her and Joseph like did something which added to the chemistry.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember this. That was years ago.
Sorry, that was a tangent. But
That's
like
fine.
I think about that every time she sings in a movie. So I had to express that.
No, it is. I get it. I think we've talked about it before. I think
Probably.
Favorite quotes from the movie? Any that you use in your daily life?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can I just say this movie is like
It's very quotable.
so quotable. Even when I was looking through the quotes on IMDb, it's like the whole movie is written so well.
I think more than any movie we've talked about so far, I think I quote this in my daily life the most so far.
Yeah.
And that's weird because it's not one of my favorites, but
Yeah.
there's some moments, partly because I know you like it so much, but also like, I think whether Sarah noticed it or not, I've said things to her that are definitely from this movie. And we'll get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's too many in
I
here.
already know some of the ones you're going to say.
You know, because there's one in particular that I bring up all the time, and I don't even know how to express or explain why or how, because it's not like it fits into daily conversation. I think it just comes to my mind as being funny, and I
Yeah.
have to express it. But before I get there, I'm going to mention the obvious, cute love quote from the movie, I Love Us.
I say that one every once in a while.
That's so
To-
cute
to
and
me,
romantic.
When I'm talking to Sarah, sometimes I'll say it.
Yeah, it's very cute. Yeah, I wish I had like a decor of some kind in my home with that one. I think I always wanted to get like a throw pillow with it, but I never found one. So that one's really good. And then I'll mention the funny one. I think maybe the funniest line in the movie for me is when Joseph Gordon-Levitt is on that date when he's so heartbroken
Yep.
and he's drunk
I
and
wrote
he's
this
being
one down.
terrible, and I feel awful that he's so awful to that girl, but he says she took a giant crap on my face, literally. She's like, literally? No,
not literally.
not literally. That's disgusting. What's wrong with you? I just think that is so funny, and I say it often. Is that the one you were thinking about?
I knew you would bring that one up.
Yeah.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah, that one I think is hilarious. I think that one comes up when I use literally.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Okay, but my last one that I'm going to say is my favorite is the end of the movie. Favorite scene, favorite quote kind of lines up, but I think just writing wise, man, it's so good. It's when, and I don't have this one written word for word, but when Summer is like, I just woke up one morning and I knew,
Yeah.
and he's like, what did you just know? And she says,
What I didn't know with you.
yep, what I was never sure about with you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, has there ever been a line that like hits that well? Like, it's just like a rock
Yeah.
dropping in your stomach. It's
But-
like
but
a
you-
blow.
But you know it's true though.
Yes.
Like there's
Oh.
nothing fake about it, and you know it hurts.
It hurts so bad when she says that.
Mhm.
But it's like, man, that is a good line.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm just mesmerized thinking about it. It hits so well. Yeah, I think that's my favorite line.
Nice.
What about you?
I wanted to mention this one. This isn't. I don't think this is even in the top 5 for me. But like, it makes me laugh every time when they're at the very beginning and she says, "All we ever do is argue," and his response, "That is bull."
That is bull.
I love that part so much.
That's so funny.
So I'll mention the ones I use. These ones quite a bit. I send you a GIF of this one pretty often.
Yes, I
where
forgot about this.
It's her
one.
saying, he asked her, "How was your weekend?" And she's like, "It was good." and then the follow up to that, "Can you believe that?" You know, like that makes me laugh. And I have said it. It was good. This is just one that I wish I had more opportunities to use. But when she says, "I'm going to the supply room and can you get you anything? Do you need anything?" And he says, "I think you know what I need."
Oh man.
And then it's awkward. Toner. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
That's one that I feel like I could open up with a few times. And then I think I have said this to Sarah before, where I basically say, "Darling, I think I don't know how to tell you this," and then just say something completely weird and random. Like that's just a great opener. And then the one I say a lot is, "This is fun. You're fun." Like just really goofy. And then you already mentioned "I love us." I think
Yeah.
I've said that to Sarah before.
Yeah.
So,
So good.
All right. It's time to see what our spouses thought about this movie. I guess we'll start with you. I think I don't know. Unless Sarah really surprises me, I think we have a good idea where she's at. But let's talk about Kyle for a second. Becca, what rating, 1 to 10, do you think your husband Kyle gave this movie?
So I surprisingly got Kyle to watch this movie
Yeah.
all the way through for a second time. It's been years
Mm.
since, because it made him so angry. That being said, I would guess that he'd give this a 1, probably the lowest score, because he expresses strong dislike for these characters and
Yeah.
how stupid they are. I said I understand some people feel that way, and that's because I know Kyle feels that way. Watching it the whole time this time around, he was just like, these people are awful. They're so stupid. Like, why would they even be together? Why would she do this? Why would he do that? So yeah.
Going with a 1?
I think he would give it a 1. Although I will say, before you tell me,
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably likes it more than he lets on. Given
Interesting. Is that because you think he gets sucked in?
he has watched it all the way through twice.
Yeah.
And he falls asleep in movies often. And
Not for this one, huh?
and he also talks about it a lot, and it says something to me.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you dislike it or claim to dislike it, if you're able to have conversations about it, I think you might like it a little more than you say you do.
Yeah.
But give it to me. Let's see.
He wrote a nice little paragraph.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
This is going to be good.
Oh no.
All right. He said, "I would not choose to watch the movie. It is frustrating watching an immature couple be such a bad match. It's like watching a scary movie where they make the dumbest decisions, but without the payoff or thrill of jump scares.
Wow.
But the music was good. I can understand why people might enjoy the froofiness of it." That's weird. "I can see someone else giving it a 6 or a 7, but personal enjoyment-wise, 0 out of 10.
Oh.
Reflecting on the movie leaves me frustrated not enjoying myself.
You know, it's funny. He asked me earlier today, what do you think I rated it? And I said, well...
Does Kyle do that to you too?
Well, he hadn't until tonight. This was the first time he asked me. And I was like, I'm guessing you gave it the lowest score. I mean, unless you can go negative. So...
Sarah does that to me. She's the last few times she's been like, what do you think I said? What do you think I said? And I'm like, I can't. I might have told her what my guess was this time, but she didn't respond to my guess. So
Okay.
I hopefully don't have an idea exactly. But I think Sarah likes this movie quite a bit. I think me and her both enjoy it a lot. It's one of those movies that we've watched together for many years now. And I think she gave it a 9. I think she gave it a 9 out of 10. I think it might be the highest rated movie so far. From her, at least.
All right. Well, you're not wrong. It is her highest rated movie so far.
Shoot.
But it was not a 9.
No. Okay.
It was an 8.5. An 8.5.
8.5. All right, I'll take it.
I was going to say, it's our first half rating from Sarah. 8.5. And she gave a very long answer.
Okay.
But I will read it. And it's funny because she was able to express what she feels the message of the movie is much better than I could express for myself.
Oh, nice.
So,
All right.
she said, long answer, I really enjoy this movie. I think I have to say 8.5. I know some people hate the characters of Tom and Summer and the choices they make, and I do agree that they did not treat each other well and weren't honest with themselves or each other about what they wanted. And Summer especially should not have led him on for so long. But I think that's the point of the movie, that they both learned what love actually is supposed to look like after being in a relationship that wasn't love. Summer realizes Tom was right, that love is real. She just needed to find the right person, and same for Tom. He was optimistic and a hopeless romantic and wanted it to work with Summer, but she wasn't the right person either.
Wow.
Right?
Full disclosure, she did not watch the movie with me last night.
Wow, so that just...
That's like, unless she secretly watched it without me knowing, that's from memory from like, I mean, maybe we watched it earlier in the year.
Yeah. That's impressive. That's a good explanation.
Spot on.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring that up. Like, I think again, going back to like the moment when like you start to really not like Summer, when she like basically like he tells her he wants consistency. I didn't bring this up. And she's like, nobody can give that to you. Honestly, in that moment, the right thing to do, she should have ended it right there. Right? Like, in that moment, she should have ended the relationship, but she didn't. That's when she...
Well, yeah, that was like the breaking point, I think, where he
was fine.
He broke and said, like, you need to say, like, acknowledge that we are in a relationship with
Right.
where we're at right now. And that led to that big fight. That is the moment where she should have been like,
Okay,
he's right. It's not fair for me to like lead him
Yeah.
on if I can't say that I'm committed. But she selfishly chose
She goes back and she's
to
like...
lead him on.
She continued with the
Yeah.
whole thing. Like, in my mind, that's where it starts to become like, okay, I don't
Yeah.
agree with her choices at all at this point.
I will say though, I agree, like that's when she should have ended it because it is wrong that she let him on. But
Yeah.
that being said, I do still keep an open mind with like how she was probably dealing with the whole situation as well. Like, I can see where she's coming from. I'm not condoning what she did and how she behaved, but like, I can imagine that she is also very conflicted
Yeah.
because she does like him. She just isn't sure if he's the one and she can fully, commit to him long term. Like, she just doesn't know And so I can feel for her in that sense. I do agree she should have ended it if she was feeling that
Yeah.
conflicted, but it is sad to think she does like him. She just is like on the fence and not knowing if he really is the person for her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm probably one of the very few people that can kind of see into her side a little bit. It's just like, I don't think everyone's black and white,
Yeah.
bad
I mean,
or good in a movie. And
the simplest way for me to think of it is like she sees this as a happy, positive thing in her life.
yeah,
It's not a, long-term commitment necessarily, but it's a good thing in her life, and she doesn't necessarily want to let that go.
yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's the only way I can really look at it is like, okay,
Yes, she should have let him go, but you can understand why it would be difficult for her
Yeah.
to not let it go.
totally.
Yeah.
This is actually a pretty good segue into my unscripted question for you.
It might be the same as mine.
I hope this isn't too deep. But I want your opinion on something. And let me give a little context to this. So, there's that scene where I think it's the part where the narrator is talking about the first time Tom gets to go to her apartment and kind of be let into her life. And he talks about how she's opening up to Tom.
Yep.
And it leads to that moment where they're talking about dreams, and then she tells him like that dark kind of dream that I think that's what it was, right? She has like a dream, a recurring dream or something like that like was kind of upsetting to her.
Yeah, something like that.
And then she basically says something along the lines of like, I've never told anybody that before. And Tom's response to that is, well, I guess I'm not just anybody, which in his mind, that's like validation that this is true love, right? The way that I take that though is from Summer's perspective. I think there's a couple ways you can take this. The way I'm taking it is that she is opening up to him because they've built up a friendship that is just a very close friendship. Like it's close to the point that you can open up and say things that you don't say to the average person, right? That's my context.
Okay.
My question is that do you think it's possible for this is like the When Harry Met Sally's question, but When Harry Met Sally question. Do you think men and women can have a friendship that is not romantic in any way that gets to that level of being that open, that personal? And let's exclude family. Let's just say like let's like exclude brother, sister, or father, daughter, mother, whatever. So men and women, can they have a friendship that is to that level that isn't about romantic love? Is that possible?
That is an interesting question.
I told you it was like a little bit, maybe a little deeper than we normally go.
That's a really hard question because I can't imagine being in that position. Like getting that close to someone
Sure.
of the opposite sex that I'm not married to. So like my gut wants to say I don't think you could.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, this is going to make me sound terrible. But the way my thoughts are going on this, I could imagine it happening if you were not like attracted to the person,
Sure.
like in the slightest.
Yeah.
Which like sounds terrible, but like really, and the weird thing about that is I imagine a scenario like would both people have to be not interested in each other.
Right.
And that's where I don't know if that would work, because I feel like no matter what, one side would, like at least one side would be interested romantically.
Yeah.
at that level of communication.
Hmm.
That's kind of how I view it. Unless they both were not attracted to each other. If they both thought, man, they're just hideous.
Yeah.
Because I think opening up on that level outside of family, it's hard not to have a romantic attachment of some sort.
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, what do you think about that? Or are you just...
I don't want to go too deep into it. This is actually something that I feel like I think about more than you would think. And that's what the movie kind of triggered me to think about this a little bit. But like, I think that we, the human race, I don't know how you want to say it, or we as a society, we have definitely gotten to this point where, especially if you're, you're married or that kind of thing, it's kind of just like a no-no almost. At least in my circles, it feels like it, where it's like you can't really have a deep friendship with someone of the opposite sex when you're married. You just can't.
Yeah.
That kind of goes out the window. And there's a part of me that like, that kind of bums me out a little bit because I don't know if it's because I grew up with sisters and no brothers. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's the reason, but like I've always felt like I connected better with women more than men. And I've talked about this with other friends, guy friends, where it's like, and they've said similar things where it's like the more like stereotypical guy stuff that people talk about, like sports or guns or hunting or I don't know, trucks, whatever it is. Like I don't really care about that stuff. And a lot of guys, that's what they're into. They're into these things that I'm just like, I can't really get along with people. Like I have a hard time finding chemistry with other guys.
Yeah.
But like any chance where I, do inevitably talk to a woman because, I'm not like opposed to talking to other women, but like when I do, it's like, I find the conversation more interesting for some reason. It's just more engaging, and I don't know what it is. So it's like
part of you wants to be able to.
I wish it was possible. I don't think that it is, because at some point you risk it becoming like emotional cheating or whatever.
Exactly.
And like, but at the same time, it's like I've had female coworkers, for example, where it's like, we're in an office together for 8 hours a day with other people.
Right.
And it's like inevitably you end up talking to that person quite a bit. And I'm also just an open book generally. So it's kind of a weird thing where it's like, I can get pretty personal with people just regardless. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I mean, there's certain things I probably don't open up about, but I open up about a lot. Like I tend to get vulnerable with people, maybe to a fault. I don't know. It's just an interesting thought.
No,
like
it is interesting.
It makes me a little bit sad that like that's kind of the rules. We have to set those boundaries.
I was gonna say I think we're kind of on the same page where I think it's sad that it, in my mind, can't be that way.
Yeah.
Because you'd think like
because one of you becomes Tom.
Yeah, that's that's the thing, is that emotional cheating that you mentioned. Like being in a relationship and in love with someone has that large emotional connection where you share very personal information at that level. That's part of being in a very serious relationship. And so to do that with someone else that's not your significant other,
but then
just feels so wrong.
There's the other part of it, though. It's a little bit different, but some people, that's why they see like a counselor or a therapist.
Yeah.
Because the idea is that there may very well be things that you can't talk to your spouse about.
But that's also why people fall in love with therapists.
Right. But like, I've been told that by people where like, I know some people who like, that's kind of the benefit of therapy, is that there are things you can say to an unbiased, observer. Yeah. And so the idea is that maybe you don't feel as comfortable talking about this with your spouse. I question like why that is, but like, I don't know.
No.
That's that kind of to your point, right? Like if you happen to have a therapist of the opposite sex, like is that a risk? You'd hope that they were professional enough and you were
right.
there for a different reason, right?
But yeah, I think there is something to that. It just
But that
seems
doesn't
like
that's also like a non-organic situation, right? That doesn't just pop up naturally. You sought this out and
Yeah.
they're trying to help you.
yeah.
Anyway,
No. Interesting question. Fun discussion.
but yeah, that's kind of what I saw that as, is like she's seeing almost the friendship aspect of it, like getting to a point where she feels that comfortable.
Yeah, and I see that more as I can view it that way, but I've
The-
always
the-
thought of it as
She's
she really
opening
is,
up.
She is opening up to
The
him.
love is almost there for
Yeah.
her, and she maybe is scared of it.
She has reached a point where she actually is like starting to love this person.
But she's so traumatized by like the divorce of her parents, kind of thing, because they mentioned that at the beginning that she comes from a divorced.
Yeah, I mean her whole stance on
Yeah.
love, she's probably just like it's so ingrained in her.
And
that,
so the second that she starts opening up, she's like, oh no, I don't want to get hurt.
yeah,
And it might have
maybe.
even contributed to her leaving, but
Yeah.
those are the two ways to view it. So anyway,
Yeah. As is the pattern, I don't have a good question for you.
you say that, but it might be great.
No. This really is just following suit here.
Oh no.
Cuz I feel like we've already like talked about it. But like I could not think of anything clever or fun to ask. So this is like what we've already been talking about. I was just going to ask who you think is the worst person
Out of the two of
out
them.
of Tom and Summer.
That's actually more nuanced than you would think, because on the one hand, I like kind of discovering it in the moment right now, like the idea of like Tom, romanticizing the past a little bit, and like he's seeing it as more than it actually was. You could argue that a lot of it is his inability to kind of just have a mature take on things, and him not being able to take the blinders off of his own infatuation and that kind of thing. And that seems, apparently that's a pattern for him, because they say it's happened before. But I still think Summer's the worst one. Like I just,
Yeah.
it's like, it's hard for me to look past some of the things. Like I said,
Yeah.
like there's that moment where he just says it. He's like, I need this. And she says, I can't give that to you. Well, the next logical step in my head is like, well, you need to end it then.
What's so frustrating though, and look, I'm not disagreeing with you because I think it is the obvious answer that Summer is worse. But if she gives him that terrible response, why can't he
Yeah, that's true.
just realize she is not going to give me what I want? That's what's so frustrating. And I understand that he's just head over heels and he can't let go. It's almost like a drug, but like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
So you can make that argument, like he could have walked away, but also
It's worse that
she's enabling him.
yes, that she knows where he is and she's still allowing it to go on when she doesn't intend on committing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nope. I agree. I agree. But
they're both imperfect.
Yeah.
To be clear, they are both imperfect.
yeah. Yeah.
Becca, here we are. I didn't notice what the time was, but I think that was a pretty long one.
Yeah. Given that it was a 3-parter, probably the longest. We knew coming in that we
It's
had
gonna
a lot
happen.
to say.
This movie is very thought provoking in a lot of
Yes.
ways, so it's great. But I really enjoyed this. This was wonderful.
Yes, it was.
And I think we looked when I had a top 50 list. This movie made it into my top 50, surprisingly.
Yes. Yeah, I was going to mention that when we started, and I forgot that this one is a dear one to both of us because
Yeah.
it is on both of our lists. whether that's a 50 or a 10.
Uh-oh, now people know I have a top 50.
Oh,
That's scary.
You said it first. Yeah,
Well, this was fun, Becca.
it was very fun.
Let's end this the most awkward way that we can.
Always. Always. I wish I could think of a clever, like, quote from a movie to end with, but nope. So I guess we'll chat again soon.
Yep, until we meet again.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Becca.